Vitalik clapping again. Vitalik clapping. Vitalik clap. Vitalik clap. It looks like when I put Parmigiano. Looks like when I put Vitalik clap. Vitalik clap. It looks like when I put Parmigiano. Looks like when I put Parmigiano. Vitalik. It looks like when I put Parmigiano. Looks like when I put Parmigiano.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So welcome back to the show. I think I like the original Vitalik clapping better, but that one was still funny too. So thank you so much for joining us. Today we have another red day in the market. Nothing too major though. Bitcoin only down 2%. Obviously, if we're looking at the chart over here, this was to be expected. You know, we could potentially go down a little bit lower before the breakout again. So we were anticipating this. It's nothing to be surprised about, right? So we have a $6,340 Bitcoin with a $203 billion market cap. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Chainlink up 12%, Basic Attention, Walton Chain, Pundiex, Arc, Golem, Nexo, Dentacoin, Dropple, and Wanchain all doing quite well for the day. Now, if we look at a project that is not doing very well right now, that is Oyster PRL. So Oyster PRL is down 60% for the day. As you can see over here, it just completely fell off a cliff right here. The price just completely dumped. So what is going on? Well, if you're looking anywhere right now, you are seeing exit scam, question mark, this, that, what happened, right? Warning, do not buy Oyster PRL. The smart contract has been breached. So what exactly happened? Let's dive into this. So originally they were saying that a dev had deliberately called a function that allowed the creation of new PRL tokens, then sold immediately on KuCoin exchange. So essentially, the smart contract functionalities for the ICO were reopened as if they were doing another ICO again. So through this, it was possible to print 3 million Oyster PRL tokens for an equivalent value of almost $1 million at the time that it happened. So it says that as of right now, trading on KuCoin has been completely halted. And originally they said that they didn't know what happened, whatever. So over time, details got released, and then they put out an official statement, which is interesting because the statement got removed, but there are comments. You can see that this did come out, but they removed the statement, but it's all right because they got the information here. So basically what it said was the contract was written by Bruno Block, who is an anonymous member of the team prior to the ICO, at which point Bruno was the only member of the team. He relied on the auditors involved here for assurance that the smart contract was safe. Bruno was the only one who had the ability to transfer directorship within the PRL smart contract. After our initial review, we are inclined to believe that these were solely the actions of Bruno Block and that he did this now to avoid detection from KuCoin KYC procedures that will be implemented on November 1st. These KYC procedures would have limited withdrawals on non-KYC'd accounts to no more than 2 BTC per day and would have prevented this from happening. This was well orchestrated and well executed at a time he knew the majority of the KuCoin team would be offline. So guys, it looks like the anonymous co-founder has exit scammed with the money. So, obviously if we come over here, there was this video that came out. I do want to give props to 0x Bitcoin. He actually goes in, he shows where they were able to do this, how they were able to exploit the code. If anyone is interested in this, you could definitely have a look at this video. I do suggest it. And the one thing that's really interesting to me is that there was some shady stuff that had actually been brought up way back in April. So I brought up this post right here on the Bitcoin forum, and they were talking about the founders potentially dumping on exchanges and stuff like that. So this isn't the first time that we've had these sort of issues with Oyster PRL. But the sad part about it is that Oyster PRL actually has a functioning product, and they do have a decent company. So I think that this is really unfortunate that this happened to them. I don't think that they intentionally did this. It looks like it's just one bad actor that really ruined it for the rest, just one bad apple, as they say. So that's basically the story for today. So, moral of the day is, don't partner with anybody that's not Satoshi Nakamoto or, JL777 from Komodo, because, with an anonymous founder that has access to the contracts and knows what they're doing, well, too soon? Too soon? All right, guys, let's move on. That's enough for the day. Let's talk about some positive news. So you have this article that came out from White Park Capital, and they're saying that 2019 could potentially be the year of the institutional crypto investor. They have this over here. They're saying a potential battle royale for crypto is coming. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Battle Royale, all the kids are like fighting for their life, duking it out. It's kind of like Hunger Games. So anyway, they say if Coinbase already has a reputation for being the stockbroker for amateurs, Fidelity certainly will help bigger investors into the digital assets market. Robinhood and Circle both also have good optics for growth in popularization investing in digital assets and crypto markets. Zero commission cryptocurrency trading platform Robinhood seems especially capable of being popular with millennials and potentially stealing customers away from Coinbase. So basically, guys, what we're seeing here is healthy competition. This is good. I want to see these guys compete, okay? So it says, while Coinbase users, the count has eclipsed 20 million as of June 2018, which I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was actually closer to 25. That's still at least 7 million less than Fidelity. It's also a different audience. Let's not forget how much Fidelity is dealing with assets as well, okay? 7.2 trillion? Some crazy number like that, I think it is. So it says, with each new entry into the field, the viability of digital assets becomes more foundational to the new wave of how younger consumers are choosing to invest. Q4 of 2018 is shaping up to be a time when Wall Street vets are getting their feet wet in crypto, with the intercontinental exchanges backed, and likely Citigroup and Goldman Sachs too. So they go on to finally say, there's no reason to think that Fidelity's entry isn't significant, since it plans to build a scalable infrastructure, one that will take advantage of Fidelity's existing experience in building such platforms. The institutional grade custody launch will mean a dedicated client service with cold storage, security, and multi-level physical and cyber controls. And I also found this article that was talking about how the bear market is actually a time to celebrate, right? So you have Brian Armstrong. He's saying that this is good because it eradicates the hype and it weeds out the less committed investors. He goes on to say, when there's a lot of hype, you get that irrational exuberance. And when there's despair, sometimes people are overly pessimistic. But he says that neither is really true. Reality is always somewhere in the middle. So it's more correlated with usage, and that's what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on these dApps. We should be focusing on transactions per day, not price. Are people using it? If people use it, in theory, the price should go up, right? Because it's actually it's more demand, right? So anyway, he goes on to say that these cycles are good for building strong foundations. And, another thing too is it also says that it's going to help a lot of people that maybe bought too high, got in during some of these, or people that got scammed, right? So you're going to create a wave of smarter investors, right? So we're getting past that first stage of unknown. You also have Rand Neuner saying, more time to do due diligence, no more FOMO investments, less scams, less time wasted watching prices, more time spent building, fewer Lambo comments. So, those are just things to look forward to. And, the other day we spoke about China, how they had that case that essentially said that Bitcoin is property, even though they're not going to be able to accept it as actual currency. That was a big leap forward. And one of the cool things that I wanted to point out that came out of that is, check this out. You actually have a recent documentary that's airing on what is considered to be the Chinese equivalent of Netflix that actually shows a Chinese Bitcoin enthusiast on a survival journey across 21 days in China with a mere 0.21 Bitcoin, which is approximately 1,300 US dollars in her pocket. So the ongoing series shows a real insight into the cryptocurrency potential in China, despite the tough government attitudes towards it. So there you go. There's a show in China about a woman living on Bitcoin. So I just think that that's cool, considering that it is on the Chinese version of Netflix, and that they're very Well, let's just say they do a lot of censoring over there. So I think that that is really awesome moving forward. And one thing before we get on to some more coin news is I want to talk about Wences Cesares. Now, he's known as Patient Zero for introducing cryptocurrency to Silicon Valley. This is him right down there in the video. You guys can watch it. And he says this is part of a technical experiment, and though it has proved to be incredibly robust, it could still fail, referring to crypto, referring to, this blockchain stuff. He says technology is made by humans. Humans are fallible, and we could find something that we haven't found in 10 years that renders the system worthless. I think it's more likely that will not happen, but it could happen. But he says, I think at this point, the chances of success are better than the chances of failure. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Now, let's talk about how you are noticing the investors come in. And this is one thing that I noticed specifically is the amount of growth in stable coins, right? Because these investors, these institutional investors, the volatility of crypto, as we know, is insane. Although recently it actually hasn't been that, but it has been in the past. So you're seeing like these stable coins really come out as a means of comfort and a place that they can hedge against, right? So you're seeing USDC is proving its popularity early among investors according to the figures. So now there's over 127.4 million US dollars worth of USDC. So comparing that to Paxos, which only has 108, and Gemini, which only has 13, we could potentially have a pretty big competitor for Tether. So I think these stable coins, even though, do we need 50 different stable coins? I don't know. Probably not. But you know what? It's just going to create more options and create more of an incentive to really help the institutions come in, knowing that they have these safe places to hedge, in case of crazy volatility or black swan events. So let's get into some crypto coin news. First, Bitcoin. I want to talk about this software engineer, Pierre Ricard, has created a plugin for Microsoft Excel that is designed to allow users to send Bitcoin using Excel, which is crazy, right? So the LND node software now runs from within the Excel plugin. So with Neutrino, that means that a Windows plus Excel user can be making and receiving Lightning Network payments with a few clicks. So there you guys go. Lightning Network has officially come to Excel spreadsheets. What do we think of next? Well, I want to tell you right now, IOTA has said that more than 600 corporations has shown interest in utilizing IOTA in just the past year, which is definitely awesome. And another thing that we should talk about is eToro has listed Binance or BNB coin on its trading platform. Why is this significant? Well, because you can buy in with fiat on eToro, which means you can now buy BNB directly with a credit card or whatever, which is really, really awesome. That's going to allow people to onboard even easier, especially getting into these specific tokens instead of having to hop from, fiat to Bitcoin to BNB. You see what I'm saying? It just eliminates that step and just makes it that much easier. Also, let's talk about a much anticipated upgrade. So we have the Trezor hard wallet is now supporting Stellar XLM. So this is cool. I think right now, I don't think it supports the tokens on Stellar just yet. I think that's something that they're looking to implement. I could be wrong on that, but I know they definitely have Stellar. So if you guys want, definitely check that out for sure. Also, we have a project rundown and Q&A with ARC's Justin Rankin. If you guys are interested, I will drop that below as well. We also have OceanEx, which is a crypto exchange and asset management platform built on the Vechain Thor blockchain, gearing up for launch. So developers say deposits and withdrawals will be open during the first week of November. So there you go. You have a crypto exchange on Vechain Thor. We also have NEXO. So they're introducing the only protection for stablecoins on the market by guaranteeing a one-to-one conversion to US dollars on any stablecoin for all NEXO liquidity providers. It says that you can earn up to 6.5% interest on your stablecoins. So there you go. Stablecoins, there you go, earn interest on them with Nexo. Now, I wanted to move on too and also say that if you guys are interested, Justin Tab from Substratum, he was actually on InfoWars. Now, I know there's been a lot of controversy over Substratum lately. I'm not really going into it for that specific reason. Why I actually wanted to bring this up is I actually thought it was a pretty cool conversation between the guys. They go on to talk about net neutrality and even how Steve Jobs was talking about how decentralization and security is so important and, life after Google, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, you could definitely check that out. Now, moving on to some adoption, going kind of quick today, guys. I got to get ready to go. I got to catch a plane today. So we have Wirex, which is the UK-based crypto wallet service provider, has recently joined hands with payment processor platform I2C Incorporated to launch prepaid cards in the USA. Are they going to be allowed in New York? Probably not, because New York just hates me, and they just never want to let me do anything crypto related. But hey, they're coming to USA. This is really cool. So you'll be able to load your cards with cryptocurrencies like they have XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and then you'll be able to spend them anywhere that you can spend, any other cards. So there you go. Pretty awesome. Now we have Halal Coins Only, the first Islamic crypto exchange. So the ADAB Solutions project based in the UAE is planning to launch FICE, F-I-C-E, which literally stands for First Islamic Crypto Exchange, which will be operating according to the principles of Sharia law. So essentially it says the company says their product is an opportunity for the crypto market to enter the Islamic world, and that will be the world's first cryptocurrency exchange that will operate in full compliance with the principles of Islamic finance. I honestly thought halal was related to food. I'm really ignorant when it comes to stuff like that, so I don't really know what constitutes as a halal crypto, but hey, you know what? This is adoption in my book. I'll take it, guys. Also, one final note before we go. We have JP Morgan saying that they're going to have tokenized gold bars on their Quorum blockchain, which is essentially like the enterprise version of Ethereum. So that's pretty good adoption as well. And guys, I just wanted to say before we go, the reason I'm kind of rushing and trying to get this out to you guys quick is I do have to catch a plane to World CryptoCon in Vegas for the next, actually, I'm going to pretty much be there all week. So what I did want to say is I'm going to try my best to get as many videos as I can. I have a couple pre-recorded videos that I can put out for you guys just in case, but I will try my best. If for some reason I don't do updates, guys, definitely just go give me a follow on my Twitter. I usually tend to be really active on my Twitter when I go on these, conferences and stuff like that. So if you guys want, it's literally just at the Crypto Zombie, or I'll just leave a link below, and I will keep you guys updated on everything related to World CryptoCon. It should be a really, really cool time. I mean, look at this. There's 5,000 attendees, 125 keynote speakers. There's like a party later with Steve Aoki. We got Token Tank live. Whole bunch of stuff going on. Whole bunch of stuff. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, anyway, that's where I'll be. So definitely give me a follow, and thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys are freaking awesome. Seriously, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, much appreciated. You guys know you guys are literally the world to me. I freaking love you guys. What would I do without you? Seriously. Thanks again, really, from the heart. That being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.